Hi friends, I welcome you all at GRADE B. As you know that we are covering multiple choice question for this upcoming Food Safety Standard Authority of India Recruitment 2021. We have already uploaded 7 videos and we are covering most important multiple choice questions from this functional knowledge part of your syllabus. Today we are covering part 8 of our series. And before moving ahead, I would like to inform you that we are providing FSSAI CFSO TO courses at ₹1699. We were providing, but now we are giving 70% off on this Food Safety Standard Authority of India courses. So now you can purchase our course at ₹499. You will find PDF, videos and 10 mock tests. And if you want to purchase test series only, you can purchase this test series at ₹199 only. For more update, you can visit our website, that is www.gragradeb.com. Friends, these are our star performers which have been selected in RBI Grade B 2020 exam. So let's start with this first question. You have to fill this gap. I am reading this question. This booklet is a compilation of common quick tests for detection of food adulterants of household by the citizens themselves, so as to induce awareness among the consumers about the food safety. Your options are, this is the pink book, this is the yellow book, this is the orange book, or this is a dark book. So these are your options. Now its answer will be D. Actually, this booklet is a compilation of common quick tests for detection of food adulterant at household by the citizens themselves, so as to induce awareness among the consumer about the food safety. What this book tells about, actually the full form of this book is the Detect Adulteration with a Rapid Test, that is known as the DIRT in short. So this booklet is a compilation of common quick tests for detection of food adulterant at household by the citizens themselves, so as to induce awareness among the consumers. And this DIRT covers more than 50 tests that can be performed easily at household with the help of the water and simple solutions like tincture of iodine for food product like milk and milk product, oils and fats, sugar and confectionery food grains and its product, spices and condiments and etc. And these tests also include sensory evaluation test for establishment authentication of food products. And this DART depicts the difference between pure and adulterated food product through the pictorial representation. If you want to see this book, you can Google it and see this, that how this book is useful for finding adulteration in food at the household. Now our second question is, in frozen. First of all, friends, I want to tell you, I am selecting some mixture of this question in my video. I am taking questions from science, I am taking questions from law, I am taking some questions from history, I am taking questions from the organization, international or national organization related to this food safety and standard in international or national level. So this is a mix-up of the questions, right? So this is a question from science related to the science of the food, and the question is, in frozen storage, foods are preserved for long duration at a temperature below. He is asking that if we are freezing our food in storage, that how much temperature should we have to maintain? So you have to identify the temperature for this frozen storage. Your options are 0 degrees Celsius, 4 degrees Celsius, minus 4 degrees Celsius or minus 18 degrees Celsius. So its answer, first of all, its answer is D. And how it works? the explanation of this question is says that the need for freezing and frozen storage. Freezing has been successfully employed for the long-term preservation of many foods, because if you will lower down the temperature of any food, then the bacterial growth will restrict, so we can save our food from being damaged. So according to explanation of this question, he is saying that freezing has been successfully employed for the long-term preservation of many foods, providing a significantly extended shelf life. It will increase the shelf life of the food. And this process involves the lowering the product temperature, generally minus 18 degree or below. And this physical state of food material is changed when energy is removed by cooling below freezing temperature. This is the science behind this freezing of any food, and it says that the extreme cold simply retard the growth of the microorganisms like bacteria, fungus, etc. It will retard the growth of this microorganism and slow down the chemical changes that affect the quality or food to be spoiled. So this is a science behind this freezing of this food. Now the third question is, which of the following is not included in the 4 pillars of GAP? I think you all have heard about this word GAP. This GAP works upon the 4 pillars, and you have to identify, like, amongst these options which of the following is not the part of the 4 pillars of this GAP. So its answer is D, and its explanation is, actually, first of all, this GAP meaning or full form of this GAP is Good Agriculture Practices, Good Agriculture Codes, Standards and Regulation. And it has been developed in recent years by the food industry producer organization, but also government and NGOs aiming to codify agriculture practices at farm level for range of commodities. And its purpose varies from fulfillment of trade and government regulatory requirement. So in particular with regard to food safety and quality, to more specific requirement of specialty in the niche market. So this good agriculture practices are practices that address environmental, economic and social sustainability on farm process and result in safe quality and non-food agriculture product. Now, what are the 4 pillars on this GAP or GAP or Good Agriculture Practices work? This is the economic viability, environmental sustainability, social acceptability and food safety and quality. So let's see our option: economic viability, environment sustainability, social acceptability or food recall. So this food recall, that is option C, looks something different or something odd amongst all these options. So your answer actually in this 4 pillar of this GAP, the last option is food safety and quality, and here it is food recall. So answer will be D. That is, it is not the part of this 4 pillar of this goods agriculture practices. Now the 4th question, the dash or this shall have a administrative control over the officers and other employees of the food authority. Your options are, this administrative control is done by the chairperson, or it is handled by the chief executive officer, or it is controlled or handled by the central advisory committee, or all of these have the administrative control over the officers and other employees of the food authority. First of all, its answer will be B. That is, administrative head of this Food Safety Standard Authority of India is Chief Executive Officer. It is not administered by the chairperson. It is not administered by the Central Advisory Committee. And these are some function of this Chief Executive Officer. So I will tell you all the function of this CEO in a very brief manner. This Chief Executive Central Officer shall be the legal representative of the Food Authority, and he will be responsible for the day-to-day administration and of the Food Authority. Drawing up of proposal for the Food Authority work program in consultation with the Central Advisory Committee. So this Central Advisory Committee not directly handle or not directly administer this Food Safety Authority. Actually, it is administered by the Chief Executive Officer with the help of with the consultation of the Central Advisory Committee. It will also implement the working program and decision. It will ensure the provision of appropriate scientific, technical and administrative support for the scientific committee and the scientific panel. It will ensure the Food Authority carries out its tasks according with the requirement of its users. So these all are the functions of the CEO. And every year the Chief Executive Officer shall submit to the Food Authority for approval a general report covering all the activities, program of work, the annual account for previous year, budget. He will submit the budget, then he will get the budget for running of this authority, and Chief Executive Officer shall, following adoption by the Food Authority, forward the general report and the program to the central government or the state government and shall have them published. And this Chief Executive Officer shall approve all the financial expenditure of the Food Authority and report on the authority activities to the central government. So in a nutshell, we can say that he will ask for the budget from the central government or state government. Then whatever amount he will get, he will spend this amount in the day-to-day business of this authority. And in finally, it will also report the day-to-day or any program he want to implement in its authority. These report he will, or these activities he will report to the central government. So these all are the work of the CEO. And in last, the fifth question is, a person can commence or carry on any food business except under a license. So you have to identify that what types of food business can be run in India without getting any license. Your options are a petty food manufacturer or a person who is doing food manufacture, or a petty food manufacturer can run its business without adopting any license. Person serving food to religious gathering, he can do this activity without adopting any license, or a dabba wala, or a none of these. So these are your options. You have to identify which of the following work can be done without getting any license. First of all, its answer will be D. It means any work in India. If you want to work in India related to the food, then you have to get license from this authority. So this section of this act, and under this section, licensing and registration of food business says that no person shall commence or carry on any food business except under a license, and nothing contained in subsection 1 shall apply to petty manufacturer who himself manufacture or sell an article of food on petty retailer, hawker, itinerant vendor or temporary stall holder, small scale cottage or such other industry related to food business or teeny business operator, but they shall register themselves with such authority in a such manner as may be specified by the regulation without prejudice to the available safe and wholesome food for human consumption affecting the interest of consumers. Now a person, so he is saying that a petty manufacturer can run its business without getting a license, but he has to register himself with the authority, right? So according to this licensing and registration, any person cannot do business in India without getting a license or without registering itself or himself with the authority. So our question is, a person can commence or carry on any food business except under a license is nothing. He cannot do any business without getting a license in our country. In case of petty manufacture, food manufacture, he has to register himself with the authority before starting a petty food manufacturing in our country. So friends, this was all from my side today. I will come up with more video. Till then, thank you and happy learning. पढ़ते रहिए, मेहनत करते रहिए.